Hello everybody, welcome and welcome back to Lady Paper Moon. My name is Nadia and some of you already know that I am a full-time artist living here in Istria in Croatia, which is a beautiful peninsula, and we are surrounded by the Adriatic Sea, which is the eastern upper part of the Mediterranean, and I upload videos in English and in German also. So one will be English, the other one will be German, and yeah, this is about it. To those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate very much you being here, and I thank everybody for their likes and subscription and your lovely comments. So let's get right into it. Today we're doing basically 4 things. First will be we dive into this art journal that I made a while back, and I realized that the art journals I made in the past or recently, I don't know, it seems to me it's a good idea to let them sit on the shelf or wherever you want to store them for a little while and then come back to them, because with some distance, thoughts on journals may change. And when I make a journal, then sometimes I think, yeah, that's done, that's perfect, that's fine. Not perfect, because perfection is not part of our game, but I think I'm done with the journal, it's finished. But then when I look at it later, I sometimes realize, no, that's not finished. I have more ideas. I want to put more tags or more ephemera into it, whatever. So, talking about this journal, talking about cleaning cloths, embroidered, talking about this piece, which a while back I uploaded this photograph. Oh, this is Diego. He wants to go out. Hold on. So this dog is really so overprotective, and there is a lot to say and a lot to tell you about Diego, but I never make it, because in the videos we talk about so many things, and lately I've been stitching so much and doing so many things and projects, and then the vase, which you could see in the last video, so I never really make it to talk about this amazing story, but it's not forgotten. One day I will make it. Not sure if today, because I have been so sick, really. I have been really sick and coughing, and my voice is fragile anyways, and I think you can still hear that I am acostipada. I am sick. It's better now, but I feel like quite breathless, and I think I need some more time for a complete recovery. Okay, so we talk about the journal, the cloths, this piece, and this is a collage. Look, a fabric collage, and this led to a amazing story here. And then we have to look at some books. All right, so let's get started. The embellishment of the elastic here is 2 wooden buttons. I bought them in Italy, in Tuscany. Here's a little bell. Here is a porcelain bead painted, also from Italy. And here's some like roses. And this is an old Hungarian coin. Let me see if it says filler. 20, but 20 what? It's from 1941. Yeah. So, and this wraps around like so. Comes off an eyelid. And here is 2 more eyelids on the top and on the bottom to hold more of the gold elastic strings. And when we open it, we can see there's a pocket right here, a little extra material. I like to hide throughout the journals some extra materials because hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry, every time I have to cough I have to pause, and since I don't see where the pause button is, well, all of that good stuff, making videos for you guys. Okay, so I like to hide material so that the one who ends up with this journal can work some more. And this is about the journals, right? That we express ourselves. And this is why I very much like the elastic bindings. I keep saying this, but it's really true, because every page can be pulled out and squeezed back in. So if I decided to draw or paint on this really antique embroidery, whatever pattern here, then I could pull out the whole page and then later put it back in. You don't need to do that now because it's a little fiddly, because this is very filled. So what we have here design papers. This is a tea-dyed piece of paper, more design paper, and here we have a little pocket out of a paper bag, again with some goodies. This is actually a watercolor painting by Goethe, and he says the land over there is free. So we have coloring book pages. Here's a napkin and a little belly band, just stapled on, no worries, we'll do the job. Here's some Edith Holden calendar page. From which year? We don't know. It's quite old already. And I put some tassels on the paper clips here and there, just to give it some more fluff. You know I like my fluff. This is a special paper where you can see fibers in there. And here, this is a center page. So the center pages always are good if you want to display a whole image. And since this is a very beautiful and sparkly, yeah, sparkle is good, page, but it does not display an image of any sort, I thought we'd put this piece of cloth, because as far as I can see in this journal is not really, here's a little bit of cloth, but there's not a lot of fabrics. No. It's paintings, it's stamping, it's everything, but it's not. Here's a little bit of cloth, another napkin. Excuse me, guys. So, and I thought, let's put this bird right how it is. This, what you can see, is a dyed piece of bed, like a cushion cover. It's quite old. it was bleaching white, which the white is not so really what we want, right? Sometimes we do, but most of the times we don't. I don't know. Can you see the pattern here in the background? And this is dyed with a mixture of St. John's herb, avocado, and red onion skin. So it's like a reddish brown, don't know. And I took just an ordinary pen, this one. It's just a writing pen, a ball pen. And I wanted to sketch a bird for later doing some, like here, applique, embroidery, collage on it. But then I don't know, I got like carried away. And I kept sketching and sketching and sketching, and I thought, now this looks like more like a drawing and not like an outlining to be filled with embroidery and fabric. So let's just take the elastic and pull this in here, maybe like so. Right, that looks nice. So we have a fabric page. We have here is already quite a lot of stuff to work with. Basically it's material or to hide messages. And this is one of the beautiful things about art journaling, and this is what art journaling really is all about, to speak your mind. Because think about, when do we really speak our minds? When do we really express and articulate what our true thoughts are? Not so often, because we just don't want to cause trouble. And this is then defining the quality of our conversation with others, right? So there's always problems speaking the truth. Maybe if you have somebody that you really know well and that you really love and they love you, and you have the possibility that there is a lot of trust and you can speak the truth, you can speak your mind. But most people don't have somebody in their surrounding that they can really always talk the way they think. We just don't do it, right? It's kind of conditioning that we don't do it because it always causes trouble. And in an art journal is one of the, or any journal or diary, right? But an art journal is a very good, safe, nice, snug way you can speak your mind for once, you know. And in order to not have it like visible and right in your face, if you want to show somebody, for instance, you want to show, look, I make this and I make that, and I decorated and I painted and I sketched. So for speaking your mind, you have your hiding places. It can be the back of one of those images. Can be in any kind of pocket or tuck spots you have. Here again, you can journal on hidden spots. So if you still feel like showing or sharing your journal, you can do it. Or like pockets like this are the perfect place to speak your mind, write it down, and you don't have to journal like a whole novel and pages over pages. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Sometimes it's just one statement, and it's good to bring it out. Write it down, tuck it in your journal, and it can be quite therapeutic to do that. And this is why we have journals. Here another hiding space. Or even here can be used as a tuck spot. Here's the other bag. This is what I did with the embroidery book page. Old Spanish embroidery instructions and patterns. And I just took some aquarelle watercolors to color that in. Could be done here, everywhere. It's a block stamp, Indian one. Now this is for you. Now isn't this screaming, do something, do something? So just again, take out the pages, put them plain and fine, and write and paint and sketch and whatever. What is this? Here is another hiding spot. I didn't even know myself. And here is a whole card, or like a little file folder, whatever, that holds a lot of treasures. Loads of material again to work with, and do some more embellishments into the journal. It's just tuck in there like loosely, because since we have the elastic binding here or closure, it's no problem. It won't get lost. More tiny bits of material. This is part of an image of the beautiful Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, which is a Gaudi church. I'm sure you know, you have heard about it. I love this paper. It's this turmeric colored curry, whatever color, and it feels so good. It was a placemat, really, in a restaurant in Italy. Here's another handwriting of Goethe, written on a wall in 1780. So little bits and bobs here all over the place. Piece of ribbon and a lot of space still. Doily. And this is also sort of a belly band that holds a tag, which is machine stitched. All these strips, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips, and one of them happened to look like a flower, so I glued down one of these fabric ribbons. They're self-adhesive, but I still gave some more glue. So this is Ilia. Hold on. So some of you know that my life is fragmented into 1.5 or 2 hour sections every day, because my youngest son is diabetic, type 1 diabetic, and yeah, he's in school now, and we are checking sugar. So this is it. I would say here is not really missing so much. It's a lot of, it's like a little note for myself to future owner. And here is some tags to write on. But I think this is quite complete. I don't see so much possibility. This is a drawing I made. I try to always incorporate pieces and pages from my sketchbooks into the journals also. And this right here is a design paper that came with the, well, I wish I could sew, machine sew like this. When I do it, it doesn't look like it. I don't have a gold thread like this that works with my machine, and I don't have this kind of stitch in the machine, but this is ready bought design papers, and the front I just painted. So this is all sketched and doodled and painted, and the only thing was this golden stitch, which you can see again better from here. And some of the flowers, I think, if you can see it, it bled through a little bit. One leaf here, and here an ornament, and here a like a little flower, and here another leaf, and the rest I doodled. So always watch out for nice papers. This is I don't know, this is like a band, like, I don't know, a ribbon, but it feels stiff, and it works perfectly here as a tuck spot or belly band. But to wrap a parcel with this, it's too inflexible. Yeah, and this is basically it, because I thought I could maybe put some more stuff, like this little ephemera piece. Yeah, maybe this could go here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that looks nice. Just checking the thickness. A little bit more. Maybe here up front. This piece, which looks nice, could also go here. Then what else? I have a whole box here with what's this? Oh, that's a stitched card. That's really beautiful. I made this last November, and normally my first idea seeing this would be, this needs to be covered, but then why? I did the stitching, the collaging, and the everything here is some beads, some embroidered flower. Started off with a botanical page, and the rest is fabric and lace, some fringes here, botanical name of the flowers that we can see here. Now why not just put it like this? Looks like nice. Yeah. So let's put this right here up front. And this little piece we could maybe put here, like so. So, and this is all soft cover machine stitched with this kind of fabric. And on the front I put a little golden dot on each and every flower. And it feels just wonderful, and it has so many possibilities. So this is this. I call this done, and I will not take it out again to put even more stuff, I hope. Maybe I will. But this is really a very, very beautiful, soft, feminine, a wonderful journal, and very flexible with the binding that we can always add and always take out to work on, or to use some of the papers maybe you want to use for something else, to make a greeting card or little note or embellish something else. So this is at the same time a collection of materials. Right. So next, here what I made is cleaning cloth. See? We have this one. And this one. So here is a mixture of machine stitched and embroidery, sashiko stitches more or less, or running stitches, simple running stitches, little star. This blue fabric is from an old t-shirt, and this is just fine cotton, very thin cotton fabric. Here's another one, and I blanket stitched them around all of them just to give them a nice finish. And believe it or not, but cleaning with these cloth is different. It's more fun. It's different, and it's more, I don't know, using these to wipe off surfaces or whatever you want to do with them. It seems like we are more aware. It's not so disliked work and task to do the cleaning, but it gives it more value. I don't know how to describe. It's definitely different. And as I said before, in a Facebook group that I am, this is different. I'll talk about this in a minute. In the Facebook group about stitchery and stuff, I started posting these cleaning cloth. And the feedback I got was like amazing, really amazing. So many people, many said that they will give it a try and take just some old, this is another t-shirt or whatever, I don't even remember, some old piece of cloth, and this is the inner side of a sweatshirt, and they just give it a try and they like it. But then there's also many out there who did not like that idea at all. They say, how can you use something so beautiful for cleaning? But cleaning should not be something minor. It should not be something we hate so much that, first of all, we hate the cleaning, so we hate the material we use, and we don't want to give it any appreciation. Why? It's part of our lives. We all like a clean house and a clean kitchen, and these are just so fun to use. So here again, these fabrics, which I bought in a pack of 60, and they are really thin. They come in different colors. It's 100% cotton, and here I put some embellishment on top, some French knots, little stars, running stitches, and the back side is an old towel, and you can see the stitches running through. This was a little hard, I must say, because the towel fibers are not nice to stitch through. So if you want to make sure that the stitching through and the pushing through the needle is going well for you, you can try before. Just try the material you picked for your cloth, and then take the needle and just pretend you're sewing or stitching, And then you see if it's too hard, then you just better maybe change the materials, but any material is good. So this one, and here we have another one which I machine stitched like a crooked star. It's not centered, it's off center. And here is all stitched, and the blanket stitched all around. And here I did, which is now, since this is done, I would say was not a good idea to take a dyed piece of cloth because it looks already dirty. But then doesn't matter, it will get more dirty, but then it will go in the laundry. We can wash them and they come out new. And this one I made for just oh, there's some cat hair on there, can that be? Just for the window, because I clean the windows without any detergent. I just take water, just water and nothing else, so that I don't have stripes on the glass. And you know, it's not really necessary to use any detergent, at least for the windows. And here I have these Arteza markers. They are permanent fabric markers, a fine tip and a broad tip. And I have them such a long time and I never used them because I don't like the design of markers on paper or markers on fabrics. I don't like too much, but here it came so handy. So I colored the inside of the window and did some applique of 2 pieces of little lace here. Then I embroidered around 1, 2, 3 running stitches in gray and in red and in white, but I also painted with the red marker all around. Then a little Kit Kat and this. So I know in here is no remains of any detergents or anything that will then go on the window. This will be is dedicated exclusively for the windows. So I'm happy to see, and it's exciting what you say about these cloths. And then this is like a quilting feature of some, I think it's called Kiwanda, or I don't know, I think it's from Africa in the origin, but African people, they have been brought to India, I suppose, I don't know, and they're making huge quilts and put a little thingy like this. You could also put a little loop if you wanted to hang those. So this is the new joy in the kitchen topic here. This is the new cleaning material for us to have more fun, right? And I started to make the one for the window, and I took the old sweatshirt from my younger son, and I started making a window, and I started with the landscape and the clouds, and I did this applique and mountains, another mountain, greenery and more greenery, which is supposed to stand up more like so, fray out here, some stitches here, and this is supposed to be a lake, then flower pots in the window, and a curtain on one side, little lace which makes the curtain. The thing is, I I mounted and collaged and sew, and I don't know, I did everything, and then in the end I say about this for cleaning, I'm not sure. And then I decided not to use it for cleaning. So it might be that I will use it as a cover of a journal, maybe. Or if you have a stitch book, you can put pieces like this. It's so precious. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah, but for cleaning, no, not this one. For cleaning, we know we have this one. And then this is a hard test on the Arteza markers, because it will get wet while I'm cleaning the windows, and then I will put it in the washer, and then we will see what becomes. I keep you updated. How permanent are these markers? We will see. We will find out. Okay, and the last thing, I just tell you quickly because it's nothing nice, right? I posted this fabric collage piece on, I think, Facebook, yeah, and everybody loved it, and I got a lot of response to it, and yeah, all good so far. And then one day somebody write me on Messenger that they want to have this piece. I said, well, I could send it over, but it depends on where you are, and we will have to see about the postage fee and everything. And it was a lady, and she said she was in New Jersey, in let me think, what did she say she was? Very close to New York, very close, Newark, I think. And she wanted this piece, and she didn't ask the price, which I found funny. And then she kept sending me messages. She said, I told her the price, and then I went to the post office here in the village to ask to the United States how much was the shipping. And I gave her all the information, and she said, well, great, I need 10 of them. I said, oh my gosh, 10. I said, 10 like this, exactly the same, 10 times this? Say, I'm not doing this. I can make 10 with similar patterns and similar make and the same color scheme also, but identical with the same. This is for me. No, thank you. But I can make 10 of those, which are all similar, but each different, each unique. And she said, yeah, well, okay, that's great. And then she wanted to know the total cost of the 10 pieces plus shipping. Then I asked her what she wanted this for, and she said she wanted it for their church. I said, okay. And I always had like a bad feeling about the conversation, because sometimes she was writing with so many mistakes and such really terrible English. My English is not perfect, I know, but this kind of English she was speaking sometimes was not even to understand. I could not understand what she was meaning, and I had to ask back, and so I was really busy, and she was on it. She was really on it all the time. And I asked, do you want these pieces standing over like this, like here and like there? Or do you want like flush all around? And she said, no, 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 the pieces standing out. And I said, what about the backing? Do you want like this? Will it get sewn onto something anyways? Or do you want me to make a backing and sew on like a nice piece of cloth or anything? She said, yeah, she wanted the backing. Okay. And then she sent me her address, and Yeah, and she wanted my PayPal, and I don't have PayPal because I have no good experience in the past with it, or maybe I'm just too stupid to use it properly. I don't know. So we installed PayPal. My husband helped me with that, and then she kept texting back. She said, well, there's something wrong because PayPal told her she must pay 200 euros extra and she needs to trust me, and please don't scam me. She said, can I trust that you will send me the 200 extra back, and blah blah blah. And so it was on, force on, and she always kept asking for screenshots. I say, I did not receive any money. Yeah, send me a screenshot. There cannot be. So long story short, she tried to scam me some kind of way. I talked to my oldest son Davy, who is studying in San Sebastian in the Basque Country in northern Spain, and he's studying IT sciences, and he knows a lot of that. He said, "Mom, this is mostly in India based people, and this is why sometimes her English is so very bad and then it's so perfect. So this is different people answering and writing the messages. So they're trying to do some kind of scam which they intend to, or they pretend to send you money, and then they want you to put an extra money back to them, but some kind of way, I don't know." I just ended the conversation. At first I was so happy. I thought, oh, somebody liked my collage, how nice. And they don't only want this one, but they want 10 of them. How nice. And I was really happy, and I already see how naive I am sometimes, right? I already started to look for calico, like base material like this, but I took a much nicer one, and I marked out the sizes 9 more times. So with this would be 10, and I was really on it. And then she wrote, how long is it gonna take? And I said, well, about maybe I can do one in a day if I really push myself. So 10 to 14 days maybe. And she said, what, it's great, it's great. And but they were never interested in the piece, and they never wanted nothing for their church, and it was all a lie. Yeah, so be careful if somebody shows interest on your pieces or your work, and then they push really hard with screenshots and PayPal, and which is much more about the paying process than about the piece itself. Okay, so be careful. There's a lot of scammers out there, obviously. Now we come to the last part of this video, and I would try to from now on always show you a couple of books that I use here in the mixed media art studio. Sometimes there are books that are just for inspiration of compositions or color schemes, or well, the way how we can do our own artwork, like an inspiration also. But then the does not necessarily mean like these books, these 3, I thrifted them. They are just about painting on silk, right? I'm not painting on silk myself, but these books are still very usable. Here we have painting on silk, or silk painting in the style of Henri Matisse, Claude Monet, and Auguste Macke. And why I like these is because, like this example, Here you have the photograph. I have to check because this is a lot of shade on there. It's okay, more or less. This is a photograph. And if we were to paint this or sketch this, it would be maybe overwhelming and difficult to do. But when you see how you can go step by step, then it's not so heavy any longer, right? Because see this drawing and see the photograph. This looks manageable. Then the next step would be to start painting or sketching. Then the next part, fill in more surface until the finished piece. And this is done here throughout the book. This is the photograph and how to break it down in easy lines and easy composition. You could also print out a photograph if you wanted to make an image of like a corner of your house or like your living room, like here. You could just print out your photograph on normal printer paper and then lay some paper over it and trace. So you have at least the dimensions and the situation of the objects in the picture, and from here you can go to there. From here to there is not a big step, and from here to there, right? So these are helpful. Same here. This goes throughout the book. From a simple sketch and then go step by step. Oh, so sorry. My voice is breaking down now. I have to come to the end, I think. But let's go through these books real quick. Like from this to this, just start with one section. Why not start just with the side of the armchair? And just concentrate on the side of the armchair and give it some color. Maybe check, where is it darker, where is it lighter? Don't seek perfection, just do it. Just look at this part, nothing else. And then the next part, then the curtains, you know? Like so, and like so. And this is already nice. And so these books are by this editor, editor, I don't know. Anyway, this is the ones who made it. The author is Birgit Unterhahn-Scheidt. And maybe you can get a hold. They're really old. They're so dirty and everything. And what's in here? Does this even belong? No. No, this is something else. Some patterns. But this is something else. This does not really belong into here. So we have this about Henri Matisse. We have the same with August Macke. See? From the photograph to the finished painting. Not so hard to do, really. Same here. This is the painting. And this is simple lines representing this image. And go from there. Really nice. And Claude Monet. and they are more talking about silk and what kind of paints they use for the silk and all of that. But for us, for mixed media and for art journaling and all of that good stuff, it's just a nice guide. Or like this, if you look at this whole picture, it's so overwhelming. Where do you start? What do you do? So you first look at it really good. What do we see? We see the tree line ends here. We have sky. Then we have the trees. Then we have another line here, the meadow, which gets interrupted already by bushes and roses. Then here's another section. Here is another section. And here's the flowers. And to make this easy for us to do, they went like that in the book. And then as you can see, here is dark, light, dark, light, light, dark, getting lighter. And just like this, painting is not about talent so much. Painting is more about looking good. Looking good. Yeah, looking good. No, but really observe what's going on in a picture, and then it loses the difficulties. See? Oh, this one. So you see how it comes together? So these three are very useful. Then we have this one, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, coloring book by Edith Holden, which is, I got it in 2017. Oof, that's some years already. And just like always, this one, maybe because it's Edith Holden, has better quality paper. Normally, most coloring books are very cheap and not so nice to work with because they bleed through. And what I do with these coloring books, I just tear out single pages and use them in the art journals. You can also use the writing to make your journal card, your here I started painting. Did it bleed through? No. So this paper is quite well, but then this coloring book was maybe more expensive than the other ones I have, which are really crap. And so you can build up your pages. By using the coloring book for your journal or your collages. And then we have this one, which I like a lot. I have this twice, I guess. So one, I tear out pages, and the other one I don't touch. This is by Margaret Erskine. I don't know if I pronounce right. Anyway, Mrs. Wilson, Wildflowers of Britain, month by month. And this is just awesome. This is so beautiful. Especially because it says all the names. The Latin name and the normal name of all the plants that you can see here. So this is a nice addition. If you have your Edith Holden stuff already and your books and your paintings. So here is another one. This is about her, the story of Mrs. Wilson, 1915-2009. And here is a lot to use for your collages and your journals. Very beautiful images. And the last one I found, which I didn't even know that I have it, I thrifted this also, was about patchwork and quilts. It's a German book by Brigitte Staub-Wachsmuth, Falken Verlag. It's the editor. This is from 1985, this book, and I will just go through it real quick. It's about different quilts. Then, like, this is about the origin of the American quilt. Here is about Chinese quilting. This is a little about what materials to use. Look at the gorgeous fabrics. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm sure there is books like this in English also. Just to give you an idea. Because even though, like me, I'm not really interested in making a huge quilt that covers the whole bed or something like that, or to hang it on the wall. I'm not into that. But this, in a small size, what a nice cover for an art journal, right? Or you can just use the images and cut that out and use it as a journal card. Put some lined paper on the back maybe. So here is all sorts of quilts. This is Card Trick. Looks really nice. Ohio Star. This is called Album 9 Patch box. And there is also the log cabin somewhere. Let me see. This is amazing work, isn't it? This is 1 by 1 meter. Flock of geese. Sawtooth. Windmill. See, this is a German book, but all the names are in English. Pieced star. Flyfoot. Nice, really nice. And somewhere there's a log cabin, which I like so much. Maybe I went over it already and didn't see. Beautiful. So here's some patterns. This is beautiful too. Wow. Grandmother's fan. Here's more patterns. Just let me see if I find the log cabin. Here it is. I love this. I love the log cabin idea, how it's built up, and you know, and it's small pieces, so they can serve as a cover. Look at that. Look at that big hoop. Wow. Really nice. There it is. Huge thing. Stand-up hoop. And here all the patterns. This is just unreal. So beautiful. How the colors fade out in the dark. I adore this piece. It's really, really nice. It's maybe, for my taste, it's the most beautiful quilt in this book. It's 1.60 meters by 1.60 meters, and it's called The Quilt Without Title, without a name, and it's the most beautiful one for me. And then if you say, for instance, you're not into quilting and not into doing none of this sewing, even not in a small scale for your journal cover, you can still use books like that and cut them out, all the images, and make a big collage out of only these images of the quilts. And then go over with the acrylic binder to give it all a uniform and matte finish and get rid of the shine. And yeah, another piece will be done. I just like the book. I didn't know I have it, can you imagine? So that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you're still here, thank you for your patience. I hope you could find some inspiration today, and be aware the next video I will upload will be a German video again. And so we go, one English, one German. Thanks again for your beautiful comments, for your subscription and your likes. That helps the channel. And I see you very soon. Take care, everybody. Love you. Ciao.